Almost exactly in the center of the North American continent, on the fringe of the vast North Woods, are the twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. A stylish, binary, convertible metropolis of nearly 4 million people, it is the cultural and economic capital of the upper Mississippi River and northern United States. The Twin Cities location gives the area 4 very distinct seasons, each containing a rhythmic identity and treasure trove of unique experiences and events to match. As one of the most active states in America, Minnesota is truly one of a kind. Some say the best thing about Minneapolis and St. Paul are the many parks and outdoor activities for every season. Fort Snelling was one of the very first permanent settlements in the region, dating back to the early 1800s. Take an enchanting hike nearby at Minnehaha Falls, the most photographed site in the state. Travel north along the Mississippi River Road to the much-acclaimed Stone Arch Bridge. Father Louis Hennepin of France first visited this site in 1680 and admired the only major waterfall on the country's most important river. Take in sweeping views of the old milling district and the always action-packed downtown Minneapolis. Before we get too deep into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.
We are in the shadow of the Stone Arch Bridge, one of the famous landmarks in the area. You know, Minnesotans can be a really hardy bunch because the winter can be pretty harsh. But when summer does come around, people are out in full force. Summers here are very action-packed. There is always something going on. Here we are, just a nice April day. It's going to be about 70 degrees, and people are out. Things here are really good. And even though there's a lot of things to do, I really, in this video, just want to focus on the unique things in the Twin Cities area.
The vibe in the north changes drastically with every season, and the summer lake culture is second to none. There are literally hundreds of recreational lakes in the Twin Cities metro, and even 22 in the city of Minneapolis alone. You would be hard-pressed to throw a rock in any direction and not have it hit one of the over 10,000 lakes and rivers in Minnesota. There is definitely no shortage of yachting, jet skiing, canoeing, or paddleboarding. Lake life is a state of mind in the bold north, and with sizzling hot summers, a noodle in the water could be a comfortable retreat. In fact, there are more boat owners per capita here than anywhere else in the US. If you fancy a drink to cool off, try Psycho Susie's, a Polynesian-themed local institution, or her adjacent sister bar, Betty Danger's Country Club, complete with a vertically rotating bar. Stay in the nearby beer district neighborhood, affectionately known as Northeast, named for the Scandinavians who settled the area, and have a world-class beer. An absolute must for any visitor is to tour the Minneapolis chain of lakes, which are a key cog of the 51-mile Grand Round Scenic Byway. Easily hire a bike or simply stroll around the lakes if you will. When those lakes freeze over, the action really heats up. Winter in Minnesota is often confused with a winter wasteland, but aside from the summer, it's actually the most exciting season. Both downhill and cross-country skiing, snowmobiling, ice fishing, snowshoeing, fat biking, and the granddaddy of them all, ice hockey, are all at your disposal. The crown jewel of Minnesota hockey culture is the state high school hockey tournament. More NHL players come from Minnesota than any other state, and it's not even close. The Twin Cities are built for winter, and if the weather doesn't agree with you, head into the futuristic Skyway system set just above street level in both downtown Minneapolis and St. Paul. Covering more than 127 commercially filled blocks and over 16 miles makes it the largest and most intricate Skyway system in the world. The Twin Cities are packed with interesting and diverse neighborhoods, from the hip and happening uptown to the brewery-filled Northeast or the dining district in the North Loop, with its vibrant nightlife and cozy taverns. Nicollet Mall is Minnesota's main street and is the heartbeat of downtown Minneapolis. A visit during the daytime will provide fountains, chic restaurants, excellent pubs, and people watching. While downtown, you could also check out the Mill City Museum, which chronicles the history of flour milling in the region, when more flour was produced here than anywhere else in the world. Dark, dank, spiritual. Anybody that was anybody in music has played the historic First Avenue nightclub. Stars on the exterior of the building are proof of her amazing history. But none are more cherished than the great Prince Rogers Nelson, known simply as Prince. He almost single-handedly put the place on the map. To pay true homage, Prince's palatial Paisley Park is just a half-hour's drive from the city center. See how Prince lived, recorded, and spent his last days in this expansive and creative space. For old world charm, head to the bluffs of Summit Avenue in St. Paul, home to the longest contiguous stretch of Victorian homes in the United States. Stroll along the promenade that inspired F. Scott Fitzgerald, or tour the castle-like James J. Hill Mansion. Running parallel is the quaint commercial district of Grand Avenue, populated with converted turn-of-the-century homes as stores.
Here we are on Nicollet Island, which is right smack in the middle of Minneapolis. You've got St. Paul about 9 miles to the east of here, downtown Minneapolis right across the river. What Minnesota tends to do is take some of the best things from the country and make it better or similar. There's tons of world-class dining and sports venues. You'd be surprised. Definitely a passionate fan base for sports here, but also there's some passion around the theater community. So really, you can get a lot of bang for your buck here.
The Twin Cities have a tradition of world-class art and theater. Visitors are often surprised by the quantity and quality of the options, giving the area the moniker, the Minneapple. The Guthrie Theatre is not only a talented theater company, it is an architectural wonder. Venture up an extremely long escalator for cantilever viewing of the expansive St. Anthony Falls. Be sure not to miss the 9th floor Dowling Studio to see even more from its famous Yellow Room. If the arts are not your thing, fear not. There are a plethora of new sporting stadiums, like the centrally located Target Field for baseball, or the quaint Allianz Field for MLS soccer. Of course, this is the state of hockey, and no visit would be complete without visiting the XL Energy Center and the adjacent West 7th Street neighborhood. However, the most impressive of them all is US Bank Stadium, home to the Minnesota Vikings. It is a marvel of scale and technology. The transparent roof and largest pivoting doors in the world make this a must-visit. To round off your adventures in Minnesota, be sure to visit the mighty Mall of America. So much more than a mall. It is complete with a theme park, aquarium, wedding chapel, entertainment district, nearby water park, and over 200 stores. Minnesota has plenty of opportunities for the bold and enchanted holiday seekers. So if you like the outdoors, 4 meaningful seasons, the arts, a laid-back lake life, Minneapolis and St. Paul are your best-kept secret.
So that's my take on some unique and interesting things here to do in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. If you're here, please give those a try, and if they don't work out for you, you're interested in other things, let me know in the comment section below, and we'll make sure we get it in the next video. Thanks.